Hello, my homies. OneSmartCat playing some more Spellslingers. Today is going to be interesting. I'm actually going to be playing two different Spellslingers. I'm going to do two different games, two different Spellslingers. One of them is going to be Ashiok, and the other one is going to be my girl Liliana. So the reason I'm doing this is in the comments of one of my other videos, I was having a discussion with one of the subscribers about using Ashiok to basically mill out the opponent using Fear the Grave. Mill your opponent for 1 for each zombie in your graveyard, maximum 10 cards. Now, let me use that as a little interlude to invite any of you to go into the comments and talk about the different decks and stuff like that. There's a good couple of people in my comments that they provide insights to the decks that I make and, you know, give possible upgrades and stuff like that, and I appreciate all that. Like, I love discussing deck building. It's one of the reasons why I like card games. So if you ever have a suggestion for a deck like this person did, or if you just want to provide some insight on one of my decks, please go to my comments and, you know, throw something in there. I love to talk about all this kind of stuff. So going back to this, the original person who came up with this idea and provided the skeleton, like the framework for what you're seeing here, because I did a lot of changes to what they originally had. So I'm assuming that they chose Ashiok because they're blue and black, and you need the black, or I'm sorry, you need the blue for Fear the Grave, and you need the black for zombies, because all the zombies are in black for the most part. I think all of the zombies are in black, besides this guy, the zombie dragon. I changed a lot from the original discussion that we had. They had a lot more blue in it, like they had like Unsummon and a couple other things I don't remember, but I felt like I think they had like the millstone in there too. I feel like whenever you do a specialized deck, like something that is trying to do something specifically, like in this case the zombie mill using Fear the Grave, I feel like you have to lean into it 100%, and that's why I took out anything that was able to pull stuff out of the graveyard. I took all that out because you want stuff in the graveyard. You want your zombies in the graveyard, and this mill is so strong whenever you have 10 zombies in the graveyard that I didn't feel like it needed any other mill. Like, I didn't feel like it needed the millstone. I didn't feel like it needed... There's 2 other creatures that like do mill whenever they attack. I didn't feel like it needed any of that stuff. So this is pretty much all zombies besides Fear the Grave and the Stitch Drake. And whenever I made this deck, I looked at it and I was all like, well, I'm not even using that much blue, and this would be very good on Liliana, because the stuff that has, you know, Relentless, whenever it comes back, it does, Liliana gets the health for it. Because when doing this with Ashiok, I'm not even using Ashiok's power for, I don't think, at all, because Corpse Grinder goes back onto the field, middle of the top, and summon a zombie, so that doesn't even go to your hand. So I was like, well, I'll take this, and I get rid of the 2 Nagas, and I'll go to Liliana, And this is the exact same deck that the Ashiok has, except I took out the 2 Nagas and I put in the 2 diehard fans from Liliana. And Liliana has they get +1/+1 and you heal for 1. So I think overall this is better synergy. And the reason for that is because I took out so much blue. I have basically, I don't even have a splash of blue because splashing the color is like 6 cards. So we are going to use both. We're going to do the Ashiok first, and then we're going to do the Liliana. I think they're both good. I have got both of them to work. I have milled out my opponent with both of them. So that's the overview of everything. I'll do the deck tech on this one. And then the deck tech on this is going to be the same thing as Liliana, except I take out 2 Nagas and I put in those, the diehard fans. So it'll be the same deck tech. Alright, number 1, Old Graveyard. Starting at turn 7, you get a chance to get a random zombie instead of a mana gem. So I've leaned away from these lands that are instead of a mana gem, but it works in this deck because everything that I have is so low cost. Everything is like 4 or under, and then I have a wrong turn at 6. And whenever you draw a wrong turn, it comes in at 3. So, you know, it is a very low cost deck. So that's why I'm not afraid of having this in here. 2 Cranial's Consultants. It's a 1/2/2. Whenever it's blocked, it discards a random spell. All of this, all the flavor stuff and everything, and all the abilities, honestly, they're not unimportant because it's good to have them. But the objective here is to get 10 zombies into your graveyard. Like that's the objective of this deck. So like all these low cost zombies, I mean, you're just putting them out there to die, basically. Regular Decaying Cool, 1/1/1 with a Relentless. Champion of the Parish, 2/2/1. Anytime you put down another zombie, it gets a 1/1. This is an interesting card. So this is one of the new cards, Stitcher's Supplier. Debut and finale adds 2 random creatures to your graveyard. This is good for like a regular Liliana deck, because the 2 random creatures could be like very high level and then you can just re-summon them, you know, using all your summon cards. The reason it's in this deck is because sometimes it puts zombies in your graveyard, which is helpful. Plus it's a 2/2/3, which isn't bad. So I threw in 1. How many did I throw in? Yeah, 1. I threw in an Abyssal Chain in here. The reason for this is if people aren't wanting to kill your creatures, then you can do it. You can kill your own creatures, and it has card draw. This deck leans heavy into its mechanic of milling the opponent using Fear the Grave. So we need card draw in order to get our Fear the Graves, because we need those cards to honestly win. What else we got? What else? Merchant of Death, another low cost zombie, and it has card draw. Stitch Drake is one of the new cards, which has been really interesting. So it's a 3/3/4. It's flying, and whenever it comes out, you get rid of a random creature from your hand, which is very important because the fact that it's not a random card means that you won't accidentally throw away your Fear the Grave. It's literally a creature. And there's nothing wrong. You want to get rid of all your creatures with this deck. Like, playing this deck, you have to change your mentality of like how you usually play. Because you want to throw everything away. You want everything to go to your graveyard. But you also need to have enough stuff on the field so that, you know, you don't get wiped out by your points. Corpse Conveyor. It's a 3 cost, 2 activations. Mill the top creature from your deck and you get to summon a zombie. So you put another zombie on the field and you throw one of your creatures in the graveyard. Once again, the fact that it says mill the top creature and not the top card is very important, because we don't want to mill our Fear the Grave. Recycle Grotesque. It's a 3/6/6 that destroys something on the field. something of yours on the field, which is very, very good. Riding Baboon, 3/3/5. He's just a strong zombie. I've thrown this in here as well. Bag of Devouring. So it's a 3 cost, 3 activations. You discard a creature in your hand with the lowest cost to draw a card. So it's more card draw, and it's still creature specific. So there's no chance of you throwing away your Fear the Grave. Peafoul is a 4/2/2. He's a flying zombie. That's why we got him. So this is, I have this one in this deck because it's good to have. It's 4/5/3, and you get to add a zombie to your hand. This is the only difference from this deck and my Liliana deck. In the Liliana deck, I take this out and I add in the Devoted Fan, something like that. Dead Hard Fan, something like that. And that one in Liliana, whenever that one dies, it lowers the cost of all the zombies. So this one, switched with that, is the only difference between the two decks. Flagrant Foul. 4 cost destruction card. And then Wrong Turn is a 6 cost destruction card, except for whenever you draw it. Whenever you draw it, it only costs 3, and honestly, it helps out a lot whenever that happens. So, that is the spiel for this deck and for the Liliana deck. We'll run this one first, and hopefully we will be able to do what we're trying to do. So I've been messing with this deck probably for the last 2 days, and I've gone through a bunch of iterations with it. This isn't great because it doesn't give us a first turn. We'll switch this, see what it gives us. There we go, that's great. And I tried a bunch of different things. Like I tried having like the summon stuff in here and everything. But it didn't make any sense for me. It didn't make any sense to me to be taking stuff out of the graveyard, because we want stuff in the graveyard. And the whole and like it didn't make any sense to have like any extra mill cards or anything either. Because usually whenever I got 10 creatures in the graveyard, they were already at like 20 cards left, which meant all I needed was my 2 Fear the Graves, and they would be completely milled out. There was no need for extra mill cards. You know what I mean? Because once you have 10 zombies in your graveyard, the Fear the Grave is huge. You know, it's 10 cards, which is massive. Yeah, so what we're looking to do here is we're looking to throw our creatures away, put as many creatures as we can in the graveyard, and look for our Fear the Grave card, or Fear the Death card, right? Whatever that card's called. And that's the whole purpose of the deck. Throw away our creatures. But we do need to stay alive, though.
Rouse the beast within.
The next 2 creatures +1/+1. That's so good. So we're gonna do this so we can start getting some card draw. Oh wait, this doesn't do card draw. This throws creatures away. Okay, that's fine too. It doesn't matter. Like we want that, so it's a good thing. How many creatures do we already have in the deck? We have 2. And that thing dying and doing that thing, that's information. Like, that tells us... Where is he at? That tells us that he doesn't have any spells in his hand. Because he didn't throw anything away. He might have just drawn one, but these 3 cards, none of those are spells. So they all have to be creatures. Or, you know, other shit. Like, yeah, it could have been artifacts and stuff like that. Boop, 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 boop. I mean, for right now, the fact that he doesn't have anything on the field, we're just gonna try to rush his life points. But this is all in preparation to just try to get our Fear the Grave card. And I've done it a couple of times already with this one and with the Liliana deck. Whenever you have that thing fully loaded, it looks amazing. The 10 cards coming flying off of the deck. It looks so great. Let's save this. We'll save that. Let's just attack. We might actually win this just off of Zombie Rush. Which is possible. Another cool thing about this card, it does discard a random creature from your hand, which is good for us because we want our creatures in the graveyard. But if you don't have a creature in your hand, you can still put this out. It just doesn't discard a creature because you don't have one. Good thing we saved this because we're gonna blow that up. Come on, Akira. Attack me, homie. I mean, I was gonna block you with him anyway. You didn't have to use your artifact for that. Give me my Fear of the Grave. Nope. You see, drawing this on your turn, or when it's not your turn, kind of sucks. Because it reduces it to 3, but you don't get to use it. Like, whenever it comes to my turn, it's gonna go back to 6. But the fact that we don't have that many high cost cards in this deck, it's not that big of a deal that this thing costs 6. Like, it's still a really good removal. How many do we have? We have 8 cards. Let's go ahead and attack. Go block with one of them. And then that's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so now this is at 9. And then we're going to put this out and it'll throw this zombie in the graveyard. Now we're at 10. And now watch 10 cards just to fucking appear. What did we get an Ashiok charge on? What was I using that was putting nightmares in this thing?
Your thoughts are an open door.
Wait a second, where are all these nightmares coming from?
Your thoughts are an open door.
Wait, is this glitched? I did not put that many nightmares in his... Yeah, look, there's no nightmares in his deck. What the fuck? This is glitched. I think we found a glitch. I didn't have any nightmares in his deck. What the fuck? Is that a thing? Original guy that made this deck, did you know about that? Does Turn the Grave... What the fuck? Be opponent for 1 for each zombie in your graveyard. Max 10 cards.
Sick of boy.
What just happened? I didn't... What the fuck? I am thoroughly confused. That's never... Whenever I was practicing the deck, that never happened before. Interesting.
One must perfect one's craft.
Let's see if he does it again. So there's one... Well, see, like, where did that nightmare come from? I didn't get anything that I don't already have in my deck, so where did that nightmare come from? But look, now it's not doing it. What the fuck? I got rid of a bunch of his gut fires. Yeah, fuck you and your gut fires. Oh look, there's another nightmare. There's another nightmare. What the fuck? What is going on with this? What the hell? I am so confused. Well, it worked. We milled him and we killed him and we did all kinds of stuff to him. What the? I am going to have to re-watch this video because I am very confused. The first time that we milled him, we definitely did not have that many nightmares in his deck. Like, definitely. I kind of want to play him again to see what happens. We'll do my Liliana version of the deck. It's like I said, it's exactly the same thing. I just took out 2 of the Nagas and I put in 2 of the diehard fans. Besides that, it's the exact same deck. Alright, so this is interesting. So real quick, before I start this game. So I felt that Liliana was stronger with this deck. Just because she has the mechanic of her stuff dying, coming back to life, it comes back stronger, and she gets a health for it. But if Ashiok is triggering all those random nightmares whenever you do it, then Ashiok is definitely better with this deck. But that's 100% either a glitch or something's fucked up with the game, because I did not have that many nightmares in that man's deck. I did not. So if you see this and you make the Ashiok deck, let me know in the comments if it's doing that to you. If you're getting if you're just spawning random nightmares. There's no way that I had 10 nightmares in his deck. I wasn't even making nightmares. That's so weird. Well, I mean, at least you're able to see that it worked. Like, I milled the fuck out of him.
Liliana versus...
No, this is gonna be good. I'm gonna help him mill himself.
Let's get it on!
We already have the Fill Their Grave, so we're gonna keep that. We're gonna keep all this. This is good. I am so confused. Like, as soon as this is done, I'm gonna start uploading this video, and I'm gonna re-watch that Ashiok fight to see what was going on there.
I'm not going to hold back just because we dated.
Why start now?
Because that was strange.
Seek knowledge.
That's cool. We found something. I haven't seen anybody else or heard anybody else say anything about that. I don't follow the game that closely. Like, I'm not in the Discord and I don't ever look stuff up. So maybe that's a known thing. I have no idea. That's the first time I've seen it. That was so interesting. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I did put 1 or 2 nightmares in his deck, but I definitely didn't put 10 in his deck. There's no. I don't have anything that creates cards. Do I? Ow! I hit my mic because I'm scratching myself because I'm thinking. I don't think so. So this guy's definitely using mill. He's either using mill or, excuse me, gut busters or whatever the fuck they're called. We'll go ahead and play through this just cause whatever, fuck it. As far as I'm concerned, I have my video from that crazy shit with Ashiok. What the fuck? That's so weird. I'm definitely gonna rewatch that fight. I need to figure out what happened there. There's no way that I had 10 nightmares. But then the second time that I did it, there was no nightmare, and then it was like nightmare, like towards the end. Like 3 of them popped up out of nowhere. Maybe it's like once it hits a nightmare, it replicates the nightmares? I don't know. That's so weird. Well, there you go. make the Ashiok mill deck and, you know, exploit the exploit the thing that's wrong with it, I guess. We're just gonna try to rush this guy down before he does whatever he's trying to do. Mill your opponent for 1 for each zombie card in your graveyard. Yeah, none of my cards create. Well, some of my cards create zombies, but it creates them to the field though. It doesn't create them to the hand. Right?
Have I got a deal for you?
Well, this guy's definitely looking for his artifact. That's so strange. So this guy isn't killing any of my creatures, which isn't helpful for us. We need him to kill our creatures.
All my fans are die hard. Ha!
We'll definitely block with this because he wants to find his artifact so he can find his maniac. I'm pretty sure he's doing maniac. Because this will let him get the, I think it's called Toll the Bell or something like that, which lets you draw a 2 creature or something. I don't know. Alright, so now he has an artifact. We'll put this out. We have 1 zombie in the graveyard. I mean, hopefully we could just overrun this guy. He's gonna stun our big guy again, but we'll still hit him for 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's fine. That actually helps us because now we can destroy our draw card, and we'll be able to draw, and we'll get another zombie in the deck. So it's actually good that he desummoned him. So let's do what we just said. I mean, we'll attack first. Because when we put that out, it's gonna be... It won't be able to attack. Yep, he's doing the devils. That's what we thought. It's fine. Usually I would just end this game because I don't like fighting devils. But in this case, fuck it. It got rid of a bunch of his stuff right there. That was good. We'll use this so we can throw away some stuff. Oh yeah, we're at 3 now. It's gonna be hard to mill him out because he's gonna be putting more gut fires in his deck. So we're just gonna have to try and... We're just gonna have to try to kill his points. That's the only thing that we can do here. I'm still stuck on that, I'm still stuck on that Ashiok game. What the fuck happened there? Come on, Jace. Let's go ahead and... I mean, if we explode our people, they still go in the graveyard, right? Yeah. So we'll do what Jace does whenever he kills his gut fires. We'll just step over our own... Look at that, we're at 8 right there. And then we'll throw something else away. That puts us at 9. Let's throw away 9 of his cards.
You're gonna need more
Oh, we can't do it yet. I got too excited. Well, we have our flyer out. We should be able to kill him on points. Even if he puts out like a bunch of gut fires and stuff.
I'm just getting started.
I've got a plan. You the animal!
Swing for everything. That's so crazy. I'm like mind boggled right now.
Your hair's on fire!
No, we got our 10 now. We'll throw away a bunch of his gut fires. That's a lot of his gut fires. And now we have flyers to fly over his gut fires if he puts out more. This actually worked out really well. Depending on what he drew. Hopefully he didn't draw a 6 mana spell. Alright. Unless he has a stun, then we have this game won. That worked really good against the gut fires. It threw away... how many gut fires did we throw away there? 6?
You the animal! Thanks for the match.
Yeah, fuck your gut fires. Come on, let me hit you. I'm not even gonna use this. Yeah, I am. No, I'm not. Whoa, cancel. That would have killed me. That would have killed me. I almost killed myself. Out of my hatred for gut fires, I almost killed myself. All right, that was. I mean, that was a great outcome for both of those.
Thank you.
It shows that it can. It shows how you can give yourself zombies with that second match, because like I just, you know, killed my zombies myself in order to get up into the 10, and then I threw away a shit ton of his gut fires using the mill card, which was very, very good. But wow, that was cool. So original guy in the comments, those are 2 versions of the zombie mill. I hope you liked them. My original thought was that the zombie mill is better on Liliana, but if that Ashiok thing is a thing, then it might be better on Ashiok. Because there's no fucking way that I had 10 nightmares in his thing. There's no fucking way. So I'm going to start uploading this video, and I'm going to go back and rewatch that Ashiok fight to see if I can figure out what the fuck happened. For everybody else, and for anyone still watching, I appreciate you. Subscribe if you're not. It'd be super awesome. And hopefully I'll see y'all in another one of my videos. Wee!